A survivor of the Las Vegas massacre joining us live here in the studio after the break. We'll talk to Brian Claypool about the nonprofit he started to help those also impacted by the shooting.
Last week, the Mandalay Bay Resort in Las Vegas released new video of the gunman who killed 58 people and wounded dozens more in the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. These clips of Stephen Paddock interacting with the hotel staff, cracking jokes, transporting multiple suitcases filled with weapons to his hotel suite are especially chilling for shooting survivors and family members.
Yeah, and civil rights attorney Brian Claypool is a survivor of this shooting and now represents more than 50 of the victims. He joins us with an update on their lawsuit and the ongoing investigation. Thank you for joining us.
Sure, thanks for having me.
It was obviously a day that you're never going to forget. You were in Vegas celebrating your birthday.
Right.
Kind of walk us through exactly what you witnessed. You were also on television right after the shooting.
Yeah, I did Good Morning America literally at 4 o'clock in the morning, but I was seated just to the left of the stage, or I was right to the left of the stage. Initially heard some pops, thought it was fireworks like everybody else, but I looked up in the sky, didn't see anything. What's interesting is Jason Aldean kind of stuttered in his lyrics at that moment, so I got really scared at that moment. I'm like, gosh, does he know something I don't know? And then when the next round of pops started, I was literally looking right in his face, and when I saw him cup his guitar under his armpit and run, I was terrified, so I knew it was something really bad. And then that's when the pop, 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 pop started, and I just fell, ducked, and I will tell you, during that first round, I thought I was dead. There's no way I thought I'd get out of there. I've got a little girl, 11. I'm a single parent. I thought it was over because of that assault weapon. I figured there's no way anybody could fight that assault weapon. And eventually, after the first round, I ended up in a little room near a bleacher, and I actually consoled some young girls that were crying, and then I thought I was going to die like the Pulse nightclub shooting. Because remember, we didn't know that the shooter was up in the Mandalay Bay. We thought,
and so far away. That's the part that's so startling.
Yeah, exactly.
When you see it.
Right, exactly. When you're there, Sam,
yeah.
I felt like the bullets were right on top of us. I could hear them pinging, and I saw people down, and we thought the shooter was right next to us.
And you still have on your wrist right now. Show us what you have.
Got it right here.
Really?
Yeah, I still have my wristband. I cannot take this off in honor of the 58 the lost angels in that shooting. I can't take this wristband off. And I actually have a client who's a jeweler, and she's making a wristband for me. When this falls off, I'm saving this, and then she's going to put it on a leather wristband for me.
All right, we want to take a moment here and read a part of a statement by MGM Resorts in response to the recent videos of the Las Vegas gunman, which were published in the New York Times. It says, MGM Resorts is focused on supporting the health and welfare of our guests. Importantly, as it relates to the terrible tragedy on October 1st, there were numerous interactions with Stephen Paddock every day at the resort, including a room service delivery and a call to housekeeping, all of which were normal in nature. As a result of these interactions, there was no need to conduct a welfare check. Obviously, you disagree.
I'm outraged by the MGM trying to use select video footage of Paddock and then try to elicit sympathy from the country to feel sorry for the MGM. It's outrageous. As a victim.
Wait, how do you think that people feel sympathy? I mean, basically, I watched that video, and what I felt was, this is chilling. I mean, this is an evil person.
Because he seemingly behaved in such a normal fashion.
That's the point, though. If you just take that context and look at that guy, oh, he's chit-chatting, joking around, it looks quasi-normal. But what people don't get is the MGM and Mandalay Bay, they knew who this guy was. He's a pathological gambler at that casino. He's addicted to gambling. And in our opinion, that shows a casino that's really aiding and abetting his addiction to gambling. It's not even on the radar screen.
He might have been addicted to gambling, but could anyone have predicted what he would do?
But the point is, they're not even looking out for it because they are actually facilitating his behavior. They're treating him like a king. He gets a hall pass. He gets the freight elevator to send everything up. Remember, over the span of 2 or 3 days, 26 pieces of luggage. You mean to tell me nobody notices anything irregular?
Do you have you found out any additional information about the security at that hotel?
Yeah, in our opinion, and I'm take off the legal hat. In my opinion, the security was horrible. It's garbage. I was there at the Mandalay Bay. In fact, the day after the shooting, I went up with a Good Morning America crew. I walked right back into that casino, right into the elevator, and right up to the 26th floor where I was, with unabated, nobody asking me any questions. But let's break it down real quick. If you have unarmed security at a major casino in Vegas, 5 months after a credible ISIS threat, that's like having no security at all. They have security surveillance cameras all through the casino to protect their money, but they have no surveillance in the hallways. They don't have alarms on the windows. You know, when Paddock was breaking holes into the windows, all responsible casinos have an alarm system that goes off. And then immediately the front desk is notified and they can call law enforcement.
What would you like to see done?
Oh, these lawsuits are going to be all about change. We need social reform. We need not only casinos in Vegas, but everywhere. Buildings everywhere need to improve security. We have to adjust with the times that we live in. We live in a very dangerous world. We need to see improved security, and what's offensive to us is nothing has changed at the Mandalay Bay since the shooting.
Tell us briefly, go ahead.
In part, would nothing have changed because they want to give the indication everything's okay? You know what I mean? If they change it, then it's an admission they should have changed.
Right, but do you think that's responsible?
No, I suppose
Yeah,
not.
that's irresponsible.
Right.
I mean, you've got to put public safety above greed and money, and they haven't done that, and they're going to pay the price in the next couple of years.
All right, briefly, you have a nonprofit that you've set up. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, thanks. 2 days post-shooting, I hadn't slept in 3 days. I formed Route91Strong.org with a woman named Lisa Fine up in Sacramento. We did a CNN interview. We met doing that interview, formed a nonprofit. Even amid our shock and trauma, I'm still seeing a therapist weekly for my PTSD. We've raised almost $70,000, and we distributed checks for the first time 2 weeks ago to many victims of the violence are not covered by the Victims Relief Fund. Thousands are not covered. So we're helping those, can't pay medical bills, suffering from PTSD. And in fact, we're doing a big benefit concert June 27 at the Avalon here in Hollywood. So we're hoping, yeah, it's going to be a huge benefit.
The country music?
Yeah, well, it could country, and we're trying to get the lead artist to help.
Yeah.
It could be any genre, but we're also partnering with March for Lives, and we actually have a senior at Parkland High School who now is on our board of directors.
Oh, wow.
So this is about mass violence in general, victims of gun violence. That's really what our concert is going to be about on June 27.
Brian, thank you.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
For more information about civil rights attorney Brian Claypool and Route 91 Strong, check out their website. And we thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks
you
for
covering
sharing
it.
your story. I know
You
it's
bet.
not easy.
Yeah.